Dia de los Muertos, I think it was this connection with this particular Mexican festivity and what it means to everyone else around the world, especially with pop culture like movies, and also to connect with the idea of loss and death during the pandemic. The idea for this exhibit came after we lost a traveling show we were going to have on Mexican artists due to COVID. So we were putting our heads together, and a former employee, Adrian Tafoya, came up with the idea of creating this show as a community-sourced exhibition. This is the first time ever we did a kind of community-sourced project like this, where the community brought what is on display and created what's on display. It was a big challenge because doing a community-based project is always more, messy, takes more time. You need to sit many people at the table.
We said, absolutely, count us in, let us be involved. Because it was Dia de los Muertos, we immediately thought of the alebrijes. The alebrijes are a Mexican folk art. They are a sort of mystical beast that's sort of like an amalgamation of different animals all put together in a magical way, and it was created by a folk artist in Mexico. And then we, at the same time, had the opportunity to collaborate with another local nonprofit, which is Cattywampus Puppet Council. And so we said, well, we can do the alebrijes as this big paper mache project, colorful, bright, wonderful.
And they said, not only do we want to work with you, but we actually have 5 after-school program youth sites now, and we would love to have art making happen at all 5 of them. We're sculpting, we're paper macheing, we're painting. They start out by sketching a design of what they want to make, so they're getting to work with all the different artistic mediums. What ended up being the puppets was just sort of a creative process of them learning about the tradition and the history of alebrije, and then deciding, well, what's a version I want to make.
So there's elephants that have wings, and there is a little Chihuahua puppy that has a dragon's tail. This is very much children's art. This is hands-on art. We tried to guide them a little bit, but it was a mess, it was very kids getting hands-on, mixing colors all together. So you're not quite sure how that'll look in a museum sort of setting.
Of course, the communities made the ofrendas, so we're more like the hosts of their proposals. But at the end, it's a museum project, so it has to follow some standards.
We went to our advisory board for the exhibition and talked about what they would want to see and what would make them feel celebrated and what would highlight their work the best. And with their feedback, really put together a pretty healthy roster of opportunities for everyone to not only visit the exhibition, but also to enjoy some good learning opportunities.
Such kudos to McClung for this amazing project, and having folks of all ages involved in it, right? But a real opportunity to bring the community and their stories into the museum, and then really showcase those for all of us to see and hear and witness.
Seeing their faces when they came to the opening night and they're like, whoa, that's our stuff, that's what we worked on. I think it's just a really amazing experience that helps create a sense of belonging.
Museums are spaces for connection. So this is another way of connecting, connecting with your own life in the sense of who has been important for you and is not here anymore physically, but probably within you. There are ofrendas that will tell you different stories, and those connect Knoxville and East Tennessee with places from afar and beyond.